Y'all remember when Anton said he was Christian first, not black? Yeah, me too. That was Tuesday. This man was deeper in the blackness than a midnight cookout at Wakanda. I'm talking full victim mode, playing the colorism card, talking about dark-skinned daughters like he didn't spend 3 years tap dancing for Republican think tanks. Anton switched so fast, his shadow couldn't keep up, and we need to talk about it. Here's what happened. Anton spent a week talking recklessly about Corey Holcomb. Called him broke, called him a Neanderthal, said he'd whoop him, classic Anton behavior. But when Corey got on that Tuesday show, he went nuclear, talked about Anton's wife, talked about his side chick, then he went for the daughter, 17-year-old kid, 300 gold medals, Olympic athlete, never been in the public eye. Corey put her face on screen, unblurred, and said when other women don't answer the phone at night, men gonna call her as the backup plan. That's not comedy, that's calculated destruction. And Anton crumbled, pulled his daughter out of school, started talking about therapy, started crying about being a dark-skinned family under attack. But here's what nobody's saying. Anton's been using his blackness like a rental car this whole time. Let me paint you a picture, Anton. Daniels gets asked on multiple platforms, are you black or are you Christian first? This man, without hesitation, says Christian first. Not I'm both, Christian first. Translation: I don't want to stand on black issues because my white conservative Czech writers might get uncomfortable. This is the same man who defends white women calling black kids the N-word, says folks got black fatigue. Black fatigue. You ever heard a truly pro-black person say that? That's like a vegan working at a steakhouse saying they got meat fatigue. But Anton doesn't pick sides. He picks paychecks. When the checks come from conservatives, he's colorblind. He's Christian first. He's we all bleed red. But the second Corey put his family on blast, suddenly Anton remembered he was a dark-skinned man with a dark-skinned daughter in America. Suddenly he's talking about colorism. Suddenly he's the victim of pro-black people. Brother, you were just pro-white people last week. The math ain't mathing. Here's what Anton doesn't understand. When you build your career pandering to people who don't look like you can't run back to your people when things get rough. You can't be Derek Jeter in the boardroom and Malcolm X in the barbershop. You can't spend 3 years saying I'm Christian first, not black, and then cry about being attacked as a black man. That's like joining the cops and being shocked when your homeboys don't invite you to the cookout no more. You made a choice, and Corey exposed it. Corey didn't just roast Anton's family. He revealed Anton's entire operating system. Anton's whole brand is built on being the respectable black conservative, the one who says pull yourself up by your bootstraps while wearing Velcro shoes. But when the pressure came, when his daughter's face was on screen, he didn't double down on being Christian first. He ran straight to the black community he spent years criticizing and said, help me. That's the grift. He wants black protection without black accountability. He wants to collect checks from white conservatives and sympathy from black people. But you can't have both. You can't tell black folks to stop playing victim and then turn into the victim when it's convenient. You can't say you're colorblind and then pull the colorism card when you need it. That's not strategy. That's fraud. And here's the wildest part. Even his own chat was saying this sounds fake. Even the people who ride for him were like, wait, you just said you're Christian first last week, because everybody knows what this is. This is a man who got caught without his mask. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Anton keeps saying I invested millions into my daughter. Millions for a man who talks about financial literacy every day. That's a weird flex, because either you're lying about the millions, which makes you a fraud, or you're telling the truth, which means you're about to use your daughter's trauma to extract millions from Corey in a lawsuit. Either way, it's nasty work. You don't talk about how much you spent on your kid in the same breath as talking about suing somebody. That's not a father protecting his child. That's a businessman calculating damages, and everybody can see it. He pulled her out of school immediately, got her in therapy immediately, started documenting everything immediately. That's not grief, that's preparation. And you know what the sickest part is? Anton's using his daughter's blackness, her dark skin, as evidence of harm. The same blackness he refused to claim last week. Now it's a legal strategy. Now being dark-skinned matters because it makes the jury sympathetic. Now colorism is real because it helps the case. But when pro-black people were saying this exact thing, Anton called them divisive. You can't make this up. Here's what nobody wants to say out loud. Anton's entire career is built on telling white conservatives what they want to hear about black people. We're not victims. Stop blaming white people. Pull yourself up. All the greatest hits, and white conservatives love it because it confirms what they already believe. Anton gets paid handsomely for this performance. But when Corey Holcomb attacks Anton's black family, suddenly the script flips. Suddenly it's about racism. Suddenly it's about colorism. Where was this energy when you defended the woman who called a black kid the N-word? Where was this energy when you said you're Christian first, not black? It wasn't there, because Anton doesn't believe in protecting black people. He believes in protecting Anton. Let me close with this. Anton Daniels is currently on camera crying, talking about how his daughter is traumatized, and you know what? I actually believe his daughter is hurt because she's 17 years old and her face was on the internet being roasted by 25,000 people. That's traumatic, no question. But here's what I also believe. Her father caused it, not Corey. Anton started a beef he couldn't finish. Anton talked reckless about a man who built a career on saying the unsayable. Anton bragged about having bad chicks in every city while his wife and daughter were at home. Anton created the conditions for this disaster, and now he's sitting here playing the victim, the same victim mentality he spent 3 years telling black people to abandon. It's poetic, really. The man who built a career on stop playing victim is now the biggest victim on the internet. The man who said I'm Christian first is now hiding behind his blackness. The man who said accountability can't take any, and even if Anton wins a lawsuit, he's already lost. He's lost credibility. He's lost respect. He's lost the trust of both communities. Conservatives see him as someone who folds under pressure. Black folks see him as someone who only shows up when he needs something, and his daughter's gonna grow up knowing her father started a war he couldn't finish and used her pain as a legal strategy. That's the legacy. Here's my question. Can you respect a man who changes his identity based on who's watching? Can you trust someone who's Christian when it pays and black when it protects? Can you follow someone who tells you not to play victim and then becomes the victim the second things get hard? I can't. Anton wanted to be a cultural leader, but leaders stand on something. Anton just stands on whatever's convenient, and that's not leadership, that's performance art. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and until the next one, the top hybrid is out. Deuces.